Hi parents, this is Mrs. White. These are our first 5 rhythms for our T3 goal this trimester. What I want you to do is I want you to pause and stop this, please. And yes, I mean all of you. Stop this and pause it so that we can see all the rhythms. Take your piece of paper, actually write down the rhythms on a blank piece of paper, and then start this video back up and I'll show you how to do each one. Okay? No, seriously, pause it right now. All right, come back in a minute. Okay, so for this first one, as you can see here, this is really hard to do. We have 4/4 time, so we know there's going to be 4 beats in this measure. So we have 1 here. Our small combination are 16th notes, so we're going to go 1, little e, little and, little big 2, little e, big and, little Okay, and that's because we have 16th notes here. We want to see all the 16th notes for this whole measure. Then this is on beat 3, E, and These are all big because they are all actual notes that occur on that subbeat. It is not a note that goes through anything, whereas these notes went through that part of the 16th note. This as a rest. So we always put in parentheses. This is on beat 4 with a little e. And this should be a big and with a little Hopefully you guys got that one right. If you need to, go ahead and stop and pause this and fix number 2, 3, 4, and 5 right now. If you didn't get the first one right, you probably messed up a little bit on 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so go ahead and pause it. Great. All right, so here's number 2. So again, we have 16th notes, so we want to see our 16th notes. We have 1, little e, big and, little big 2, e, and a big 3 with a little e, parentheses, see the parentheses? Then you put the and there with a little and then another parentheses with the big 4, e, and because that's during a rest. All rests always get the parentheses because we're not actually playing that during that time. We are only counting. Okay, so if you didn't understand, go back through and look at that one. Hopefully you can see this okay. Number 3, if you need to, pause at any time. And don't forget, you can always be kind and rewind. All right, so this one's a little bit different. Right here we have a 3 in our time signature for number 3, which means we're only going to have 3 beats in this measure, and you can actually see them. Here's our first beat, here's our second beat, and there's our third beat. So we can go ahead and label this with a 1, a 2, and a 3, seeing where those beats lie. Okay, so this one's a little bit more complex. This is 1 with a little e, big and big Because this is a rest, we should have, that's right, a parentheses with a little e and big 3, little e, big and, little All right, good job, you guys. All right, number 4, look at the time signature. Yep, that's right, we're in 3/4 again, and we've got our 3 beats all laid out here. They beam this beat together as 1, here's the second beat, and then this 8th rest with this 8th note are beat 3. So we have a big, ooh, I just wrote a big 3. This is why we use pencils, right, guys? I know. Okay, so we have a big 1, big E, big and, little 8th notes are always 1, E, and So wherever it falls during that process, that's what we're going to use. A big 2, little e, and a parentheses beat 3 with little e, a big and with a little All right, last one for today, guys. Okay, so this one is also in 3/4. You can see we have half a beat here, another half beat there. So this is 1. This is the and but we forgot our little e in parentheses. Don't forget that. Then we have our big 2, little e and then a big 3, little e, big and, little All right, guys. Well, there's your first part of our trimester 3 rhythm goals for 7th and 8th grade. You guys take care. Go through and do this one over and over and over again. It'll be great practice, and it'll only take you a couple minutes each day, and you really will get much, much better at it. These are going to be some of the actual things that we use in class when we return. You guys take care.